close your eyes for just a second and imagine the version of you that's already made it. Not just surviving, but thriving. Not just dreaming, but doing. That version of you, that powerful, fearless, purpose-driven version already exists. You just haven't met them yet. But let me tell you something. You will. Because what's ahead of you is far greater than what's behind you. You just have to believe. See, belief is not something soft. It's not something passive. Belief is power. Belief is fuel. Belief is divine. It's the moment your faith locks eyes with your future and refuses to back down. When God planted that dream in you, He already gave you what you need to bring it to life. But you've got to activate it. You've got to wake it up. You've got to fight for it. Not with your fists, but with your focus, your discipline, your faith. This isn't just another motivational speech. This is a spiritual call to arms. A reminder that the battles you're facing right now, they're not meant to break you. They're meant to build you. You were not created to live in fear, to stay in doubt, or to play small. You were created to rise, to lead, to overcome, to shine. So if you're tired of second-guessing yourself, if you're ready to stop listening to the lies of fear, doubt, and the opinions of this world, then this message is for you. Stay with me till the end, because by the time this is over, you won't just believe you can do it, you'll know you will. Before anything ever happens in the physical world, it begins in the invisible space of the mind. That's where the real battle is fought and either won or lost. Faith is not a backup plan, it's the blueprint. When you wake up in the morning and you look at your reflection, what you believe about that person staring back at you is what determines how you walk through the rest of your day. If you believe you're average, you'll move like you're average. If you believe you're built for greatness, you'll show up with that kind of energy. Faith is the foundation that everything else is built on. You can't build a strong house on a shaky foundation, and you can't build a powerful life on weak belief. Faith is the engine behind your effort. It's what gets you out of bed when the world tells you to stay down. It's what pushes you to keep going when everyone around you says it's over. It's what whispers to your soul, keep walking when the road looks too long and the storm feels too strong. Believing in yourself is not about ego, it's about alignment. It's aligning your spirit with the vision God has already placed within you. When you walk in faith, you stop needing approval from everybody else because you already got confirmation from the only one that matters. Faith gives you focus. It cuts through the noise, the opinions, the distractions. It centers you on purpose. When you stand firm on faith, even when you're uncertain, even when you're afraid, you realize that doubt may visit, but it doesn't have to move in. Fear may knock, but you don't have to answer. Because faith reminds you that you are never walking alone and that everything you need is already in you. Self-doubt is a quiet killer. It doesn't scream like failure, crash down like rejection, it whispers. It creeps in slowly, questioning your worth, your talent, your purpose. It's the voice that says you're not ready, you're not good enough, why even try? It's subtle, but it's powerful. Because when you start to believe it, you start to shrink. You start playing small in rooms you were built to lead. You avoid the stage you were meant to stand on. You talk yourself out of dreams that God already said yes to. That's the tragedy of self-doubt. It doesn't just stop you from succeeding, it convinces you you're not supposed to. And when you buy into that lie, you sabotage your own journey before it even begins. And the truth is, your biggest fight is not with the world, it's with yourself. It's the war between the version of you that knows what you're capable of and the one that's afraid of being seen. You can't rise while pulling yourself down. You can't lead while doubting your own steps. Every time you hesitate because of fear, you're giving self-doubt more room to grow. And the more you feed it, the stronger it gets. But here's the secret, self-doubt can't survive action. It hates momentum. The moment you start moving, even scared, even unsure, you take the power back. You remind yourself of who you are and who you're becoming. Doubt thrives in silence and stillness, but it weakens in the face of courage. So when that voice shows up, and it will, don't try to silence it with empty affirmations. Silence it with proof. Show up anyway, speak anyway, try anyway. Because the only way to beat self-doubt is to prove it wrong, one bold, faithful step at a time. Discipline is the bridge between the life you want and the life you're living right now. It's not always glamorous, it's not always loud, but it's always necessary. When motivation runs out, when the hype fades away, discipline is what keeps you going. It's that voice in your head that says get up when everything in your body says stay down. Discipline isn't about doing what feels good, it's about doing what's right, especially when it's hard. Because greatness isn't built on feelings, it's built on habits. And the truth is, consistency beats talent when talent doesn't show up. You can have all the gifts in the world, but if you don't show up with discipline, those gifts will go to waste. Discipline is love in action. It's loving yourself enough to say no to comfort, no to shortcuts, and yes to growth. It's waking up early to chase your goals. It's staying late to sharpen your craft. It's choosing the long-term win over the short-term thrill. And sometimes discipline feels like sacrifice. But what you're really sacrificing is who you are right now for who you're becoming. You see, every rep, every step, every effort, it's not just work, it's worship. It's a declaration that you refuse to live average, that you were made for more, and that you're willing to earn it. Discipline is the difference between potential and power. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. You're not always gonna feel like it, you're not always gonna win, but if you stay committed, if you keep showing up, you'll start to see the results. Not just in what you achieve, but in who you become. Because discipline doesn't just change your life, it transforms your identity. Surrounding yourself with the right people is one of the most powerful decisions you will ever make in your life. You can have a dream, a purpose, a fire burning inside of you, but if you're constantly around negativity, around people who don't believe, who don't grow, who don't push themselves, that fire will slowly fade. Energy is contagious. Mindsets are contagious, and the people you choose to be around will either fuel your faith or feed your fear. If you want to soar, you can't keep walking with people who are afraid to leave the ground. If you want to grow, you've got to be around people who challenge your comfort zone. People who don't just clap for you when it's easy, but hold you accountable when it's hard. You need people in your corner who see the greatness in you, even when you forget it yourself. People who speak life into your vision, not doubt. People who call you higher, not pull you lower. That doesn't mean they'll always agree with you, but they'll always want what's best for you. Sometimes the most loving thing a person can do is tell you the truth, even when it stings. And sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is ignore that truth, because it didn't come sugar-coated. The right circle doesn't just support your dreams, they support your discipline, your healing, your spiritual growth. Look at your circle and ask yourself, are these people helping me build, or are they slowly breaking me? Are they helping me become who I'm called to be, or are they distracting me from it? Your circle is your environment, and your environment shapes your reality. You become what you're around. So choose people who remind you of your power, not your past. Faith is not just a belief, it's a force. It's the quiet confidence that says, even when things don't make sense, I will still move forward. Even when the world says it's impossible, I will still believe. Faith is the power that carries you through the darkness before the light ever shows up. It's not about seeing the full staircase, it's about taking the first step anyway, knowing deep in your spirit that God didn't bring you this far to leave you here. Faith is not a feeling, it's a decision. A decision to trust, to rise, to keep going when the odds are against you. Because the truth is, nothing great is built without it. Faith is the foundation of every dream, every comeback, every breakthrough. There will be days when doubt knocks louder than hope. There will be seasons where everything around you says give up. That's when faith has to speak louder, not with noise, but with action. Faith without works is dead. It's not enough to believe, you've got to move. You've got to show the world what it looks like to trust in something greater, even when you can't see the full picture. That kind of faith, it intimidates fear, it silences insecurity, it brings heaven into your hustle. Faith is how you walk on water while the storm is still raging around you. It's how you keep building when everyone else stopped. And don't let life shake your faith, let your faith shake your life. Let it guide your decisions, shape your discipline, fuel your dreams, because when you move with faith, you're not moving alone. You're backed by something bigger, something eternal. And that kind of power makes anything possible. Growth is not supposed to feel comfortable. Growth demands discomfort, demands sacrifice, and demands that you let go of who you used to be in order to step into who you were meant to become. It's not just about getting better at what you do, it's about becoming stronger in who you are. The real growth happens when no one is watching, when you're grinding in silence, when you're pushing through doubt, fear, and pain with no applause, no recognition, just a fire inside you that refuses to go out. You don't grow by doing what's easy, you grow by doing what's necessary, by showing up on the hard days, by stretching yourself beyond what you thought you could handle. Every challenge is an invitation. Every setback is a test. Are you going to fold or are you going to fight? Growth doesn't come from staying the same, it comes from being brave enough to change, from looking at your flaws, your weaknesses, your failures, and not hiding from them, but facing them head on with the courage to evolve. That's where transformation lives. That's where strength is born, in the pain, in the process, in the persistence. And as you grow, not everyone will understand you. Not everyone will clap for your progress. Some people liked the old version of you, the version that played small, that stayed silent, that didn't challenge the status quo. But you didn't come this far to stay the same. You didn't fight through all that darkness just to settle in the shadows. You were called to rise, to stretch, to become. And growth, real, deep, soul-level growth is not a moment, it's a mindset. It's choosing every single day to be better than yesterday, to demand more from yourself, to believe that the person you're becoming is worth the work it takes to get there. So when it's all said and done, the journey of fixing yourself is not about becoming perfect, it's about becoming real. It's about looking in the mirror and deciding that who you are today is not the limit of who you can be tomorrow. It's about cutting off excuses, silencing the noise, and rising up with purpose. Fixing yourself is an act of faith. It's a commitment to growth, to discipline, to self-respect. It's believing that your story isn't over, that your past didn't define you, and that your pain can be your platform if you allow it. You're not broken beyond repair, you're just in the process of becoming whole. And the world may not understand your process, but that's okay. It's not for them, it's for you. Because only you know the storms you've survived. Only you know the fire you've walked through, and only you can make the decision to rise above it all and rebuild yourself stronger, wiser, and more powerful than ever before. So don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for someone to save you. You already have everything inside of you to change your life. Start now. Start scared. Start with faith. Just start. Because the moment you do, you set something in motion. You step into alignment with your calling. You begin to heal. You begin to transform. You begin to lead not just yourself, but everyone watching you by example. Thank you for giving your time, your heart, and your energy to this message. I pray it stirred something inside of you. I pray it reminded you of your worth. And most of all, I pray it gave you the strength to say, yes, I will fix myself. God bless you. Keep moving forward.